I got to attend all of Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights Haunted Houses as part of a special RIP tour, and I'll be giving you my take on all of them. First up, there's Terrifier. I'll be honest, I've never seen the movies as I'm not a fan of torture, but I have read the Wikipedia entries, so I was able to get some of the references. It was still surprisingly fun for me as a non-fan, and had some great scares, including one especially inventive one I did not see coming. If you are a fan of the movies, I think this house hits the right amount of fan service. Plus, I have to give it up for the art direction, pun intended. And a special shout out to this actor. If you're an Art the Clown stan, this would be a must, but the line tends to get pretty long, so I'd suggest hitting it up earlier in the night. Next up, I spent 5 nights at Freddy's, and boy, did they really fly by. This was one of my most anticipated houses, as I'm a fan of the games. I was really excited to see the animatronics, and yeah, they were pretty impressive. While I would have liked more variety in the jump scares, I think the immersion in the world of Freddy Fazbear is made up for it, and I understand the limitations the animatronics themselves create. It's not like they can actually attack you. Overall, I was equal parts scared and delighted as the house delivered enough of the moments from the games that I'd hoped for. Now, it's over to Camp Crystal Lake for Jason Universe. As a huge fan of the Friday the 13th franchise, I couldn't help but fangirl all the way through, even when I was getting the crap scared out of me. Fellow fans of the series will love the references to the various chapters, and the art direction is so good you'll feel like you were dropped into the movies as one of Jason's latest victims. One of the best parts was the Hall of Jasons, which I won't spoil for you, and it's definitely not because I'm short enough that all I captured was their torsos. It's time to get post-apocalyptic with it as we enter the world of Fallout. As a fan of the show who's never played the games, I think I was able to get all the references, but there could be some deep cuts I missed. The art direction is especially strong with this one, as you truly do feel fully immersed in the world for much of the experience. While this, for me, was the least scary of the houses, I blame that more on the nature of the IP than on the house itself, as it doesn't particularly lend itself well to jump scares. Hi, Lucy! For the last of the IP houses, we have the horrors of the Wyatt Sicks. As someone completely unaware of the lore behind them and most of the WWE lore to begin with, I was surprised by how much I loved this house. With a storyline that a series of murders occurred during a WWE event, both in the ring and behind the scenes, committed by the Wyatt Sicks, of course, the blending of the real-life feel and the surreal really helped keep things fun and me on edge. The scares were imaginative and plentiful, including one of the biggest ones I've ever experienced in a haunted house. Ending on a tribute to the late Bray Wyatt was a classy and surprisingly poignant way to close out the experience. Now on to the original IP. I was really excited for Doll's Let's Play Dead, as who doesn't love a spooky doll? The art direction in this one was pretty amazing, with the house itself and all the props all really feeding the illusion that you had been shrunk down and forced into a dollhouse. Touches like giant toys and video installations showing your sadistic and giant child owner peering in at you through the windows made this one an especially exciting feast for the senses. The scares did lack a sense of variety, a lot of them relying on the torturing of the dolls, though they did their best to add some variety with things like giant, to your miniaturized self, rats. Overall, even just the house itself really made this one a must-see for me. El Artista, a Spanish haunting, was another one where the art direction took center stage. As I walked through the mansion of a tortured artist, I found myself almost as drawn to the works of art that filled the house as I was to the scares, but that one with the shadow was especially cool. Anytime you put me in a room filled with mannequins or statues, the anticipation alone is enough to scare me, and this house played with that sense of dread really well, with different sculpture portions that all had pretty great payoffs. Time to take you to your final resting place with Grave of Flesh. If you're someone who has a significant fear of death or the afterlife, then this house is, well, I suppose it may not be for you, as that's exactly what it plays with. Containing some of the most haunting imagery of this year's houses, as you're pursued in the afterlife by flesh eaters, the house did a great job of instilling a constant sense of dread. Hatchet and Chains Demon Bounty Hunters is such a fun idea for a haunted house.
And you're gonna die.
Taking place in an Old West town where demons are taking over the residents. The concept created ample opportunities for a variety of scares, and I found myself equal parts entertained and terrified. I especially liked the art direction for the train section, though they did not let me off at my stop. It was almost a shame that my night started off with Galkin Monsters of the North, as it ended up being one of this year's best houses. Potentially the one that gave me the most overall scares, that combined with the art direction and lore, made it really stand out. Especially with creative scares like this one. Set in a remote northern European village that's overrun by monsters, I loved the immersion the house gave you, where you did feel like one of the terrorized townspeople trying to escape the wicked horde.